Hi guys, it's Mishel, Deception Bytes, and it is Saturday, September 29th, and it's 9:22 p.m. Eastern Time. What we're going to be doing today is going over the Q posts from today, which is September 29th, obviously. There's only a few of them, so I anticipate this will be probably fairly short, but after this video I am going to be doing a Q related news video. There's a lot that I've come across and a lot of things that I think that you should probably be made aware of, and that I think that you will be interested in being made aware of, at least from my perspective anyway. So we're not getting the news from mainstream media, so we need to rely on one another to collect and disseminate some of this information. So anyway, you can look for that after this one, and if you have an opportunity, I think that you will want to hear it. Anyway, let's look at this. Now, this is the first post by Q, and he has put a tweet by Donald Trump saying, "Just started tonight our 7th FBI investigation of Judge Brett Kavanaugh. He will someday be recognized as a truly great justice of the United States Supreme Court." Well, let's hope that's true. Now, excuse me, I don't cough all day. I can be doing my art or researching or writing and I don't cough. But as soon as I press that record button, the cough comes. I don't know what that is, whether it's psychological, but just excuse me while I take a drink. Very, very strange. Anyway, let's go out to this link and see what Q wants us to see here. He's asked us to listen at a specific point, and that is where I am in the video, so let's move it forward and listen.
Notorious parties because nothing remarkable to them happened that evening, end quote. In fact, even though she doesn't remember, Leland Kaiser says she believes Dr. Ford's account. In addition to making misleading statements, which is a pattern with Judge Kavanaugh, he accused the Democratic senators of coordinating a plot to sabotage his nomination. Clearly, he was speaking to an audience of one, President Trump. A nominee for the Supreme Court so rattled that he would buy into a vast conspiracy theory is astounding and dangerous. Let's not forget his exact words. Judge Kavanaugh said, and I quote, "This whole 2-week effort," he said, "has been a calculated and orchestrated political hit fueled with apparent pent-up anger about President Trump and the 2016 election, fear that had been unfairly stoked about my judicial record, revenge on behalf of the Clintons, and millions of dollars in money from outside left-wing opposition groups," end quote.
Okay. That is what Q wanted us to listen to at 1:03:37. Let me see, I got it all. Yes, I did. And of course, he is saying the truth is right in front of you. And it has been. And I think that for most of us that have seen any, even just little clips of the hearing, I think we are quite able to think for ourselves and don't need our hands held. But of course, the Democrats are labeling it as conspiracy because that is what they do. That is, then they don't have to answer any questions or answer to any of the questions that come up or whatever. They just say, "Oh, that's a conspiracy," and then they throw it back on you. And Q is saying we had the votes, the swamp fighting back, and yeah, the swamp is fighting back. Evil knows no bounds. Prepare. Red October. Q. So let's go up to the next one. I think that is pretty self-explanatory for all of us. And here is the next one. And to me, I don't look at this as being very good news at all. Not surprised, but it's not good news to me. And here, let me go ahead and read this to you. Twitter has been given the green light to blanket censor all content deemed to threaten their survival. And he has in the kill brackets and bolded the word election. So this is, of course, in in reaction to the upcoming election, because they don't want the conservative views to be out there. They want the only choice that you can make to be Democrat, because, well, obviously we all know why, but that's what they're trying to do. You see, if you get if you can control all the point of views and the people, the mass amount of people that are working 9 to 5 and have families, and they have enough on their plate just to keep their families fed and work, whatever goes on at work, and everything paid up, and their car paid up, and their insurance, and the tags on their cars, and this and that, and their income tax done, and all the red tape. They just don't have the time to be sitting there and sorting everything out, because they're too busy with survival. And I understand that. People tend to look at people that are not awake as if they're bad people. They're not bad people. They're busy people. And, they do the best that they can. But, you and I obviously have been given the time, or at least know that we can't get the real news from the news. So instead of spending that hour in front of the TV at night, listening to the news, you're on YouTube, or you're on, just wherever, trying to get the proper story. But if that's all you hear during your daytime, if that's all you hear from Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and, on the mainstream media, what are you to think? You don't know how the other people think. So that's what they're doing. They're cutting off all the ways that people could get to hear the conservative viewpoint, because the conservative viewpoint in their understanding is bad. So Twitter has given the green light to blanket censor all content deemed to threaten their survival. Google, Facebook will follow. Expect communications blackout attempt. And if we all remember, it wasn't that long ago when POTUS Twitter came down, and then they said it was a rogue employee. Yeah, right. You really believe that? I didn't. I don't think anybody did, really. There might have been one or two people that thought, yeah, could have been a rogue employee. Sure. But I don't think very many people bought that excuse. I doubt any of us did. Anyway, he's saying to expect things like that to happen in the future. Now, I know a lot of conservative voices that I listen to are gone. They're just gone. They've been kicked off. And, Twitter and Facebook, they've been kicked off. Now, YouTube, I don't think that it's quite as they don't seem to listen to your entire video. And I try to be as vague as possible in my descriptions. And that's why. But anyway, welcome, says Q, to the police state. They know if they lose, it's over. The time to fight is now. Good versus evil. Humanity is at stake. Drop the memes. Now, a lot of times when people say drop the memes, like it means stop it, he's not saying that. He's saying drop them. Like, because they don't have the technical ability to censor memes. They will tell you that they do, but they don't. And Q has already told us that the only people that have the ability to censor memes is the NSA. So if Facebook is saying they're censoring memes, they're not. What they're probably doing is they're listening to people who complain. That's what happens on YouTube. And probably on Twitter as well. But they cannot just blanket go out there and look at all the memes and know which are good and which is bad. Like from a technical standpoint, they would have to have a physical person look at them all. And when there's millions of them, that's not possible. So when they tell you that, oh no, we can censor memes too, they're just doing that to scare you off, right? They can't. So anyway. Humanity is at stake. Drop the memes. Silent majority, no more. And that's the sad part, is that we really are the majority, but they make it seem as if we are a tiny, tiny minority of people, and we're not. It's, when you start talking to other people and realize, wow, I'm not the only person that thinks this way. There's other people that have conservative views. It's quite refreshing. Anyway, silent majority no more. Be loud. You have a voice. Now, I know you do. I sure do. Are you registered? Vote them all out. Prepare. Red October. We stand together. Q. And that is how we show our displeasure, is at the voting booth. We have been told by Q that there will be no funny business with the polls, that they have control of the polls. So it's not going to be a situation like it has been in the past. So don't tell yourself, well, my vote doesn't count anyway. They've already determined who's going to win. No, get out and vote. All right. And here is the last one, and I wish that I could tell you that I understand what it means, but I sure don't. And I don't think it is for us, and that's probably why I don't understand it. But Q dropped this picture here. I can make it bigger. Of course, making it bigger makes it a little bit blurrier. But I don't know. This to me looks like an airplane because of this curtain. Looks very much like an airplane setting. But I don't know where this would be. Is this Air Force One? I don't know. What is the name of the JPEG? Sometimes the JPEG is alert BAHW times 71 Z9. So I don't know who that would be. And it says splash 1X Air G _ patrol high, maybe Air Guard patrol high, I don't know. Check in, check _ in _ Z or Z. We call it Z in Canada. You call it Z in the United States. And then it says DES, possibly meaning description, TFC 381Q. Now, I am not military. I have never been associated with the military, and I know that some of my listeners are either in the military or are former military. So if you have any idea what this could mean and who he might be directing it to, I would appreciate you putting it in the comments below. But I'm not going to lie to you and pretend I know, because I don't. All I can say is this looks like an aircraft to me, and who it is or where it is, I don't know. But there's a book here, there's computer screens here, definitely a nice comfortable seat here that looks kind of almost presidential, but I don't know. And again, if anyone does know or has any ideas, please leave it in the comments below. I do check the comments, and I appreciate the comments too. Some of you make me chuckle so hard, like for real. I wish honestly that you could see me reading these comments sometimes, but some of you are quite the comedians. Anyway, I appreciate you listening, and that is it for the Q for tonight, unless he posts more later, which of course he always could, but I did check right before I did this video. So as of 9:35 p.m. Eastern Time, we are caught up with the Q posts. So have a wonderful night. Please keep an eye out. Well, not literally, because that would hurt, but keep looking for the Q News video, because I am recording that next. All right then. Well, have a good evening. Stay well, stay safe, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks so much for listening.